Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined alongside Jack Weinberger and Robert Ziggy Ziegler for a Week 11 preview. Geez, Week 11, guys. We're running out of time on the season. We got to get these subscribers up here. So if anyone listening would mind, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Trying to get to 15,000. We'll have a little giveaway when we get there. You can always join our pick'em pool by becoming a member. Go to the channel homepage, select join to become a member, and you could join the pick'em pool, which has giveaways Week 12 and Week 16 left this season. So we're excited. It's going to come down to the wire. A lot of people are doing really well in the weekly pick'em. So we'll see how that goes. If you can't listen or watch on YouTube, you can always listen along on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave a rating, leave a review. Follow our social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're all over the place. You can find us anywhere. So we appreciate everybody who actually for real, that could help if people go and follow the Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and you can interact with us. Tag us and things on X, and we'll respond. We respond to almost everything we see. So without further ado, the Week 11 preview starts right now. And you know what I actually did this week, guys? Between Week 10 and 11, you know what I kicked off?
No, didn't enlighten us.
Christmas music. I started it. I started Christmas music this week, Ziggy. What's wrong with that?
It's the middle of November.
Well, you know what it is? People get so busy this time of year,
too.
Yeah,
but we're only like 6 weeks out, though.
It is close.
It's not that far out.
And it's such a limited amount of time. I mean, it's I feel like every year I start getting into the holiday season and then everything gets crazy. And next thing I know, by the time I'm really in it, it's over. So this year I thought it still feels a little early right now. Driving around, listening to Jingle Bell Rock or whatever, it doesn't feel right. But I know that by doing it now, when the season really starts, I'll be ready to go.
I don't think it's too early. I mean, it's getting colder out.
I think it's fine.
It's getting colder out. Thanksgiving's right
2
here.
2 weeks ago was a little too early. But now I feel pretty good.
Before it turned to November.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's mid-November.
Oh, well, I mean, what a great season.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's like right around the corner.
Everyone's just a little bit happier. It's just an unbelievable.
My dad's birthday just passed.
Happy birthday, Mr. Weinberger. Yeah, it's great.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell him thank you.
Yeah,
but no, I think it's a perfect time.
I texted him happy birthday, and he actually wrote back. He said, my first text, my first birthday text from a celebrity. I said, well, I said, you know what, it's pretty funny. I actually wrote back, Ziggy and Jack are by far the bigger celebrities on this show, if there were to be one.
Oh, so at least you know.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. I understand. I completely understand. Look, I know what pays the bills around here. So yes, Ziggy, I do have Christmas music playing, and I can't wait. Gonna start the Christmas movies, The Grinch, It's a Wonderful Life. It'll be a great time. Can't wait for it.
I have Hanukkah music playing.
Maybe, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm half Jewish.
One of the great
I don't know why you laugh at that.
Well,
what's that, Paul?
There was just a long time where we were talking about the religion side, and Jack's like, "Oh, I'm half Jewish." I'm like, "Well, what do you actually believe?" He's like, "Well, I'm half and half." I'm like, "You can't be half and." Maybe this is when we were younger. It's like you can't really be half and half. You can ethnically be Jewish.
My dad's Catholic. My dad's Jewish. My mom's
Jack calls it a split right in between.
I'm split right over the middle, 50-50.
All right, let's get into football before we dive into. Although the conversation on this show, of any football show, would probably be the best for this topic. We will dive into the Week 11 actual NFL content, and we'll start off, boys, as we usually do in these preview shows, with our power rankings. Last week, one of our better set of rankings, I believe, over the course of the year, we had Ziggy. You started it off. It went Packers, then 49ers. I went with the 49ers. Jack goes Eagles. Thought that was a little low for Philly, but Ziggy put the Vikings at 7. I put the Steelers at 6. More of a combat move to avoid Jack putting them any higher. But they beat the Commanders, who Jack put at 5. Ziggy had the Chiefs at 4. Bills go to 3 for me. Ravens at 2 for Jack, and then the Detroit Lions at 1 for Ziggy, who had a tough time with the Texans, but escaped with a win to win another game. Unbelievable how good the Detroit has been lately. So let's get into it for Week 11, guys. I start off, and I've actually had a lot of trouble with this. The 9, 10, 11, 12 spot I found very difficult. So I straight up went, who do I think would win a game? You put them on a neutral field, because it's not the record rankings.
Because I mean, that's what you're doing for every single team.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was looking around and I was trying to maneuver my board, and then I went, you know what? Let's just go straight up. Who would win? I'm going to put at 10 the Washington Commanders. They dropped from 5 in our joint list. They go down from 7 last week for me. But after the loss to the Steelers, it was a close game. Pittsburgh came back. I thought Washington was going to blow you guys out at one point. I think Washington's still a pain in the ass for everybody. They have potential to be explosive on offense, but they're kind of coming back to earth a little more from the team that beat up on the Cardinals and exploded against the Bengals. I think you're starting to see just a good team, not the team that we thought, oh crap, like they might be great. So the Commanders at 10, and you know what? Any Commander fan would have signed up for that at the start of the season.
I have them at 10 too. This is a game that honestly, I hate to admit it, Washington probably should have won. They had a 10-point lead at the half. They were up by 6 late in the fourth. Took a game-winning drive from Pittsburgh. But it's a team that's going to be a tough out for anybody.
And they should have lost the Bears game, so it evens out.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Evens
But Jaden Daniels probably statistically the worst game of his season so far. And they played a 1-point game with the Steelers. Yeah, I have him at number 10 also. Two create minds think alike.
I've got him at 9, so we're in agreement here.
Look at us.
Also, the sad truth, though, is part of power rankings, the record matters. That's the sad truth. It's record matters.
Maybe for me and you, but I don't think for him.
Record matters.
I don't think for him.
Record does matter. I'm sorry, but it does.
All right. Why aren't we just doing the record rankings?
Well, I partially factored record into my power ranking, so I kind of am. 9, I have the Cardinals. And now, if you were to talk about the last 3 or 4 weeks, and if the season started week 8 or so, this is probably the number 1 team in the NFL. Absolutely dominant. And we talked about it on the last show that when Kyler's balling, this team has a tendency to look like absolute world beaters. And these last 3 weeks have been a machine. And I got the Cardinals sliding into the top 10. I had them at 10 last week, but they didn't make the cut. Now I got them at 9.
I still think that's a little high. They're playing very, very good football, but who are they beating? The Saints. They beat the Jets.
They beat the Jets 31-6.
The Bears. Yeah, they're good wins.
Who is all that good?
They're good. They're good. They were one of those teams they're right there for me as well. So I'm cool with it. Ziggy, how about number 8?
At number 8, I'm slotting in the Green Bay Packers here. They've got a chance to climb over the next few weeks if they can show some consistency. But we've seen some big highs from them, but we've also seen some real lows. They haven't done anything over the bye since getting absolutely obliterated by the Lions. They didn't play. I'm not going to punish them by dropping them out or whatever. That's not really how it works. But I think the Packers belong at that borderline top 10 spot.
Yeah, I'm also these are all the teams that I was debating in that kind of like 8 through 12 spot.
I will say putting the Packers here creates an interesting situation.
Yeah, it always makes it an interesting situation for me right here.
I have them at 8 too.
Well, because we know Jack's going to say something crazy about the Steelers. Otherwise, we'd have the neatest top 10 in the world.
Well, yeah, no, that's my problem here. Is I don't know if I put the Steelers here. If I don't put them here, then they're automatically a top 5 team. Do they deserve to be a top 5 team?
We had Washington at 5 last week. We just beat Washington.
Well, I thought Washington was a little overrated at 5.
What are people going to learn? I guess when we beat Baltimore. I guess this.
I know. I really like the Steelers. So neutral field. This is my dilemma. I'll be very upfront about it. My dilemma is the 49ers or the Steelers.
Go record. One team is 7-2 and in first place. One team is what, 4-6 and not even in first place? It's not even close.
I actually do think right now, watching the Steelers and the 49ers playing, I think the Steelers would win that football game.
They would.
So I'm going to put the San Francisco 49ers at 7 in this power rankings and begrudgingly move the Steelers at least into the top 5. So yeah, I know I have a lot of faith in San Francisco. CMC needs to get his legs back under him. I know you're a huge fan, Ziggy, or a real big fan. And I think they should be able to get back to who they are. But right now, just when you watch them, I mean, that was a good, they've been playing a lot of close football games. So have the Steelers, to be fair. But I don't think that there's any reason to believe in San Francisco at this moment with the product on the field. You're hoping for the future that they can get healthy, but there's a lot of it, like Ayuk being out matters. CMC just coming back matters. And maybe next week they could easily be back in the top 5. But for now, I'm going to keep them at 7.
I mean, they They didn't crack your boys' top 10 this week.
They should be in the top 10. They should be in the top 10. All right, go ahead.
We're at 6 now?
Yeah.
All right, 6. I'm moving them up a little notch. I got Philly. I got Philly at 6. I messed this up. I'm sorry, Ziggy. Little sluggish this week, but then really prevailed late on the road, kicked the crap out of Dallas. 20-plus point win, easy cover. They scored 20 points plus each game, a little win streak. Undefeated with A.J. Brown. They look good now, so I'm moving them up from 7 last week. I had them to 6.
I apologize, Ziggy. This is on me.
All right. At 5, I'm putting the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not especially happy with how the Vikings played this weekend. But if you look at the evidence across the season, this Vikings team has had a lot of good wins. They've beaten a lot of the teams in the top 10. They've played a close game against the Lions. We need to see better from Sam Darnold. He can't keep having. He's had 5 interceptions in the past 2 weeks. That's not going to be good enough. But the Vikings still have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Sam Darnold in the offense, I really think it's going to improve. It's going to get back to some of that earlier season form. I think the Vikings remain one of the better teams in the NFL and a tough draw for almost anyone.
You just messed it up, Ziggy.
No, I think he's right. The Vikings are a good football team. That there is like a very good top 4 teams, maybe 5, you could say. I think Philly's playing awesome football. But the Vikings are right up there with teams who you don't want to play. Like they're going to be an annoying playoff matchup for whoever they get. And they're absolutely a top 10 team. Darnold's been turning the ball over, but they're a good team. I can't believe that I was just thinking of if the 49ers and the Steelers played, the 49ers would probably wipe the floor.
You messed it up.
It wouldn't be close.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm so sorry about that.
I mean,
so sorry.
The Niners don't belong in the top 10. I don't know why you put them in the top 10.
On a neutral field, the 49ers would be what? 6-point favorites? 5-point favorites?
Yeah, that's on me. It's on me.
We have a better record.
It's on me. I'm going to put the Steelers at 4. So Steelers are going to go at 4 here. They should have been at 7. That's on me. I acknowledge it to everyone listening.
Don't play along with this. You know they're not a top 4 team.
Yeah, I'm saying it's on. It's my fault.
Keeping it from going to 3.
Yeah, this is my fault. The Steelers should have been at 7. I'm publicly acknowledging it.
Don't let him be a terrorist. Don't let him take you.
Well, I'm taking him at 3 anyway. I think they're a top 3 team. They're up at number 2.
Well, wait. Who do you want me to? Oh, wait. We have Oh, shit. All right, wait. I'm sorry. The Steelers have to come out. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Sorry. The Steelers have to come. Oh man,
I don't think
you can't put the Steelers here.
I can't.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what I've done to this list.
The Chiefs aren't a top 10 team.
I'm going to put the Ravens at 4. I'll put the Ravens at 4.
What are you doing?
I've completely fallen apart. Well, actually, I mean this goes in line with my top 4.
How are the Ravens at 4?
Well, I mean, their defense has not been particularly good this year. They do have
They've got the best offense in the NFL.
They have an awesome offense. Yeah, I agree. But I got them at 4 right now.
The Chiefs needed a incredibly improbable blocked field goal to beat the Broncos. The Ravens beat them by 31.
Yeah, but they've won again.
Do you want to take your San Fran pick back?
I mean,
Jack, just do what you're gonna do.
Okay, so 3 is the Steelers for me.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if we, this is difficult.
No, we're not revising the list. Steelers are 3.
The Steelers are a top 3 team in the NFL to me right now. I have them at number 3. Undefeated with Russ. Pickens is a beast with Russ. Offense is coming around. Ferocious up front. We just got Preston Smith. Just beat Washington, who I had in the top 5 last week. Beat him on the road. Mike Williams addition looking good. This team is legitimate, and they're a top 3 team in the league in my eyes. So
there's a reason why the Steelers are 3-point dogs at home against the Ravens. It's because they're not close to being a top 3 team.
We'll see what happens Sunday.
Yeah, this is on me. Go ahead, Ziggy.
At number 2, I'm putting the Buffalo Bills.
Wait. Oh, no. Paul, you got to pick the Lions at 1.
I think the Bills are number 2 in my power rankings. I do think they're the second best team in the NFL. The defense has played, I think, a lot better than people realize. The defense has played like one of the best, at least an average defense. And they've got one of the best offenses. I mean, as long as you've got Josh Allen back there, you will always be a competitive football team.
This is a
The Bills have gotten
selfish.
some good
This is
wins.
a
All right, hold on.
selfish
Hold on.
list.
Do we want to put? Hear me out.
We can't put out a graphic that doesn't have
Look, it's the
we're
last
in the
time
middle of
Bills-
some talks with companies that are actually
All right.
looking to pick us up.
Do you wanna
and
hear
things
me
like
out?
that. Like we can't put out a graphic that.
Do you want to hear me out?
Yeah.
What if we go Pittsburgh at 6? We kick out San Francisco.
7.
Yeah, wherever you were going to pick. 7.
This is very mature. This is a mature thing to do.
Well, I think we're a top
This
3 team,
segment's
but
a disaster.
no, but you
It's
can't.
over.
But you can't leave out the Lions or the
Okay,
Chiefs.
yeah,
And
you
like
know what, you know what?
you putting San Fran is stupid
Yeah,
because we're better than San Fran.
You know what?
So-
Let's do the mature thing. It's the joint power rankings. Clearly, I made an error here.
Yeah,
We
San
put
Fran.
the
I don't know why you
Steelers-
put San Fran.
We put
there.
the Steelers at 7, and then we put at 3. Go back to the Buffalo Bills,
Yes,
and now Ziggy
Ziggy with 2.
controls 2.
Number 2, fine. The Bills should be number 2, but since they're not, I'm putting the Chiefs at 2.
Good.
Honestly, at a certain point, I think the Chiefs are 5th in my power rankings. They've dropped out of my top 4. Rather, I've moved another team up into that top tier. This team cannot keep getting away with this. And indeed, this isn't like the Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this meme where he then keeps getting away with it. Eventually, it's going to catch up to the Chiefs. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how. But until this team gets better, I'm just not as confident in them as I am in a couple of the teams we've got above them. Again, I get that they've won all their games. They haven't shown me enough that it's going to continue, and it's the power rankings,
But
not the
Ziggy,
record rankings.
they've done it for 16 straight games.
Yeah,
they
great,
have
good
won.
for them.
No, but this is the 2025 power rankings.
All right, they've won
what
9.
are their last 3 games? Their last 3 games are beating the Raiders by a touchdown,
Win.
overtime against the Bucks,
Win.
You needed a blocked field goal in order to beat the Broncos.
But
Yeah, and the Lions have also won 7 games in a row.
But it's not
Like,
not that they get lucky in these situations. Like they find ways to win.
They do get lucky.
got
They blocked
lucky.
a 30-yard field goal.
What do you mean? They mauled a guy on the Broncos offensive line and did it. That
they
was a,
got lucky.
There was also a stupid illegal hands penalty, which shouldn't even been called. Like they got bailed out. Like you also know week by week they're getting away with this BS. Like
you put them on the field in a win or go home game against any team in the league.
I'm taking
the
Detroit.
Chiefs.
I'm taking Detroit over the Chiefs.
I would take the Chiefs, and you can't fault me. That's what I do. It's the power rankings. It's not the record rank. Well, if it were the record rankings, they'd be at the top. I still think it's the power.
So you're saying
No,
it's
I
not
would
the
pick them.
record,
No,
and
I would
literally
pick them
saying, oh well, until they lose, you're just contradicting.
No,
yourself.
but I would pick them on a neutral field over anyone.
That's crazy. Not over the Lions.
But they always win, and they always win.
So you're taking because they're 9-0.
I'm taking them because they show up when it matters most, and they make a big play.
No, the
when it
refs show up
matters.
when it matters most for them.
Sure, they'll win somehow. They find ways. There are winners and there are losers.
All right, well,
and the
they're-
Chiefs are winners.
They're two.
I don't believe in magic. So what are you going to do?
So then at 1, I'll put the San Francisco. At 1, I'll put the Detroit Lions. Who it's fine this week if Detroit slips a little. No,
The Lions, if you look at
No,
their
are you
history over the past
kidding?
6 weeks, they've been clearly the best team.
Yeah, you kidding?
you know what I'm saying, if you're gonna put them or the Chiefs, like this was a week where you could justify putting the Chiefs ahead.
But this
No.
is the Chiefs where you put the Ravens at 1.
I love the
Yeah,
Ravens.
well,
I think they're a great team.
The Lions played bad and came back down 16 on the road and won a
Came
game.
back and won a game. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, they're great.
You
They're
can't
great.
put the Chiefs over them.
Yeah, and they didn't come back in this game by blocking a field goal. They came back in this game by playing good football.
Lions fans, Lions. Anyone who watched that game too, you see the 5 interceptions. One of them was like a Hail Mary situation as well. So, you're right, Ziggy. They came back. It was a methodical comeback. It wasn't one where they got super lucky out of nowhere, or they didn't even have like a pick six or something crazy happen. They just kind of started kicking ass, and you could call the field goal situations where they snuck it in a little fortunate, but at the end of the day, they made the kicks. They won the game. So, I have no problem with Detroit holding down the number 1 spot, but I would pick the Chiefs personally. So, all right, I think that was a good reevaluation because we'd look like
It's got to be so confusing for the fans at home. Like our list is shuffled around like 5 times during this.
Well, here was the last list. The full list was Commanders at 10, Cardinals at 9, Packers at 8, Steelers at 7, Eagles at 6, Vikings 5, Ravens 4, Bills 3, Chiefs 2, Lions 1. I mean, that's a good list.
I mean, we couldn't, I believe that Pittsburgh's 3, but we can't leave out the Lions or Buffalo. We can't put out a graphic that leaves out the Lions or Kansas City or whoever.
Yeah, I think that's a great call.
You screwed up with the Niners. They're not even, I don't know how you put them in the top 10.
They're number 4 on my list.
Yeah,
I think
I like the
I think
Niners.
that's outrageous.
I have the Niners in the top 10.
That's outrageous.
All right, so what were your guys' individual lists, just so people can, if you're still following, can figure out how we came to these conclusions? What was your top 10?
Or me?
Yeah, I'll go. I've got Ravens 1, Bills 2, Lions 3, 49ers 4, Chiefs 5, Vikings 6, Eagles 7, Packers 8, Commanders 9, Cardinals 10.
Wow. Okay. I did not see Bills Ravens 1, 2.
I got Lions 1, Bills 2, Steelers 3, Ravens 4, Eagles 5, Chiefs 6, Vikings 7, Packers 8, Cardinals 9, Commanders 10.
Okay. All right. I had Chiefs at 1, Lions at 2, Bills at 3, Ravens 4, Eagles 5. That's my top 5. Vikings at 6, Commanders at 7, Niners 8, Packers 9, and Steelers at 10. So that is why I put the 49ers there ahead of them originally. I don't understand why you guys are so down on the Eagles.
The Eagles
I don't think I'm very down on them.
I think that I see them as a clear-cut top 5 team.
I have them at 6. But yeah, look at you have Buffalo, Baltimore, the Chiefs, the Lions. What do you mean clear-cut top 5 team?
I think they are clearly one of the 5 best teams right now.
Okay, so you can't complain about 6.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think they should be one spot higher.
What do you mean being so low in the Eagles?
Well,
I think we all have them top 6.
Wait, Ziggy, you have them where?
I think I had them as 7.
7? Yeah, I just think I don't know who I'm putting ahead of them right now.
It's Detroit, Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh.
You have Pittsburgh. Okay, that's fine. You're
and I've got the 49ers.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I've been pounding the drum for this team.
You have been. You
want to pound something else?
Oh, jeez. All right. Let's move on. So we'll talk about a couple games here real quick. The Chiefs and the Bills, guys. I mean, man, what a if out of all the NFL rivalries going on right now, this is probably the one game that will, no matter what I'm doing, I will be in front of a TV watching it. It's the Mahomes versus Allen battles are just amazing to watch. And this one has a little bit extra flair to it with the Bills' best record since 1993, their best start. The Chiefs, it's the first time they would ever open a season 10-0. If they get a win here, they've won 16 straight games, or would be their 16th straight win. So you have 2 red-hot teams, red-hot quarterbacks. Josh Allen always plays like a madman against the Chiefs. 292.3 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, and just 1 interception over the last 3 regular season games against Kansas City. But there's this weird contradiction where the Bills are 3-0 in the last 3 regular season games, but the Chiefs are 3-0 in the last 3 postseason games. So when it matters, this is my whole point about the Chiefs, actually, on power rankings. When it matters, the Chiefs find the ways to win. This one here, if KC is able to win, basically locks up the 1 seed for them in week 11, which is crazy. And if the Bills win, they're right back in the thick of things and will own the tiebreaker the rest of the season. So Ziggy, I'll go to you first here. In this clash of Titans, which way you leaning?
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL against cover 0. It's just true. He's thrown 10 touchdowns against cover 0 this year. That's more than he scored in the red zone and versus all zone coverage combined. Like, Josh Allen is a beater at that. And it's very obvious why, right? He's got an incredible arm. He can throw it to any player anywhere on the field. If that doesn't work, he can run.
That's the word Ziggy chooses. A beater.
Yeah. If he beats it, cover 0. I don't know what you want from me.
Continue.
The Chiefs run cover 0 more than any other team in the NFL. That seems to me that Josh Allen lines up well against this defense. And again, historically, if you look at what Josh Allen has done against the Steve Spagnuolo defenses, he's had a lot of big games. And I know people say he's fallen short in the big moments or whatever. Like, I'm not saying Josh Allen falls short because he throws a touchdown with 13 seconds left in the playoffs. in what should wrap up the game.
I completely agree with you.
I just like Josh Allen has played lights out against the Chiefs. He is incredible against this team. And I've been worried about how the Chiefs have played. They played a lot of close games. It feels like, I'm not going to say coasting, but a lot of things have broken their way. Going to Buffalo, CBS is doing their pregame show. It's the first time I've done this all year live at the stadium because I think the atmosphere is going to be that good. This is a tough place for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to walk into. I like the Bills here.
Should we just go to that game? Is it like, should we go? Should we drive up to Buffalo? I'm not even joking.
I'd go to that game.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, should we do it?
Go break a few tables. Like, I'm not even joking around. How much
I'll
are tickets?
pop on the Amtrak.
How much are tickets?
Wait,
to
would
that
you
game?
actually, Ziggy? I would go to that game.
Like, yeah. What Ziggy? We got ticket prices.
Wait, Sunday.
I think this is what I say.
It's a 425 game too.
It's
not
that
one.
cool of a game. It's that like must watch of a game that I would actually go to it.
I would go to it
just
too.
see I've been to Buffalo one time. I told you guys. I got twerked on. I was like 12 years old. Or 14. I got twerked on by some random Buffalo fan. And
the get-in price is $300 a ticket.
It's not so bad.
It's not that bad.
That's terrible.
That's a far trip for a day.
It's worth considering. But I'm telling you, but also, I was too young to really soak in the Buffalo pregame experience. Best donut I ever had in my life. Crossing the street, there's just a donut vendor.
Is that a cap?
Oh, it was awesome.
That's a cap.
That could be it. It was just, the stadium was awesome. That was when the Kyle Orton converted 4th and 20 to then go beat the Vikings on a touchdown to Sammy Watkins with 1 second left. It was horrible, but the atmosphere was really cool. And it was cold. It was cold. It was chilly.
I would consider going to that game.
It would be a super fun game to go to. The Chiefs went underdogs. Patrick Mahomes is 15-3 outright as an underdog. And that's where I'm a little hesitant for everyone picking the Bills because I guess I just believe in the Chiefs more than most people do. But this is not a playoff game. And it is in Buffalo. And Josh Allen does play great against the Chiefs. So when I look at everything going on here, I'm going to go Buffalo hesitantly. I think it's a great game. I really can't see a scenario where this isn't a really fun game. I think Buffalo wins this one. I don't think they catch the Chiefs at the end of the season. They'll probably play again in Arrowhead, and the Chiefs will win that game.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, that's it, right?
Yes. This game in Buffalo's 3-0 against KC regular season. They finally get to play them in their home stadium.
Well, they got them at home in the playoffs last year.
In the regular season. Yeah. Not that it matters.
That's what everyone cares about. They finally get them at home
in the regular season. Yeah. And the Chiefs, it feels like a Bills spot because the Chiefs, they've kind of been skating by, right? Past the Raiders, past the Broncos. Now they go to Buffalo. I do believe that with this crowd, with the 4:25 Eastern time kick, with the Chiefs, this really being their first tough opponent in a bit, not in their home stadium, I think Buffalo wins this game close.
But you can't argue that the Chiefs wake up for these games.
100%. That's why I think it's a close game. I think it's a very close game, wire to wire, big play from Josh Allen late. They meet again in the playoffs in Arrowhead, and the Chiefs beat them.
Ziggy, do you change your tune if Amari Cooper is out or if Dalton Kincaid is out? Because right now, Keon Coleman's not playing. That's already a big loss. If Amari Cooper, I think Dalton Kincaid is probably going to play. But if Amari Cooper's out, you're missing, 2 of your top 3 receivers. There's got to be some point where you go, all right, might be a little bit too much to overcome, or is Josh Allen just that good to you? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's one player who needs to play this game for the Bills to be in it, and that's Josh Allen.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen what he was able to do without Amari Cooper, right? Obviously, that makes a difference, but Josh Allen is just that guy.
Yep. Okay. No, I just want to straighten that out. Jack, it presents an opportunity too for your team. If you win,
that's also partially why I'm picking the Bills.
If you win, I'm just gonna say, if you win at 1:00 and the Bills win this game,
yeah,
that opens the door for your Pittsburgh Steelers.
When we win at 1:00,
so we could go over. That's the second game we're going to talk about here: the Steelers and the Ravens from Acrisure Stadium. If you look at the records, and the Steelers are 7-2, the 3 seed right now, kind of crazy. And
should be 8-1.
But then I think everyone's is acknowledging the Steelers are having a good year. Russell Wilson's playing well. Mike Tomlin always has a winning record. And the people, side note, the people who want to get rid of Mike Tomlin, this is just one of those other situations where you go, really? Like the dude just wins. Go look at the Jets, look at the Bears, look at all these teams that can never have a winning season, and the Steelers just have these year after year. Like, how could you want to get rid of that guy? I don't get it. So the Steelers are at 7-2, and then you go and you look at the AFC North rankings, and you say, hold on a second. If they beat Baltimore goes to 7-4. Pittsburgh's 8-2. They're 2 up in the loss column with the tiebreaker at the moment. Like, that's in week 11. That's when you start saying, all right, the Steelers winning the division isn't just kind of this fun thought through 5 weeks anymore. Like, it's probably going to happen. And having this game at home, here's a little trivia for you guys. I want to see if you guys can do this together. Lamar Jackson has a 500 record or better against every team in the NFL except 3. Can you name those 3 teams?
Well, Steelers is 1. Chiefs.
Steelers, he's 2-4, and the Chiefs, he is 1-5. Can you name the last team Lamar Jackson has a losing record against?
Giants, 0-1.
Not
right?
the Giants.
No.
Who would it be?
He just murdered Buffalo. Minnesota,
Hold on.
Vikings.
I'm trying to think who they've lost to. Who did they lose to this year? So they've lost.
Titans?
Nope.
What about the Raiders?
It's the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
He's 1-2 against the Las Vegas Raiders.
How?
That's a snipe.
I don't know. I guess you have Gardner Minshew go in there and get the best of him. I'm not quite sure
Did
how
he
it
play the
happens.
Raiders during his first season? Is that the other loss?
Yeah, I can't recall the first Raiders loss that he had. Maybe.
It must have been.
It had
Like,
to have
he
been a
must
while
have played in
ago.
like 2018 or whatever, and just.
Yeah, what's
No, he won that game. It was 2021. They lost 33-27. Derek Carr lit him up.
Huh.
1-2 against the Las Vegas Raiders. So, but against the Steelers all time, 145 passing yards per game, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, highest interception rate against any team against the Steelers. QB rating, the lowest, 66.8 versus any team in the league against the Steelers. Pittsburgh just kind of has Lamar's number. And in Pittsburgh, it's a spot where I think so many people just look at the game and they go, I believe in Lamar Jackson. And I'm not going to blame anyone who does that because he's that good. But if you look at history, Mike Tomlin does a good job against them.
I mean, I've said this too. Pittsburgh tends to really play well against Lamar. He's 1-4 against them. I believe Baltimore, their last 8 games against Pittsburgh is like 1-7. And I'm not as biased as I seem. Like, I do believe this Pittsburgh schedule is hard. I do believe in Philly, in Baltimore, in Cincinnati, and to the Chiefs, we will probably lose. I got Pittsburgh winning this game at home against
you
Baltimore.
host the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Is that Christmas?
On Christmas Day.
If you win this game and the Bills win, that's for the ones. There's a world where that's for the 1 seed.
Yes. But like, this schedule is hard. Like, Pittsburgh is at Philly. They're at Cincinnati, at Baltimore. So I'm not going to sit here and say we're going undefeated the rest of the way, but I do believe in Pittsburgh with the way that Lamar has struggled against the Steelers. Pittsburgh wins this game. The offense to me with Russ is he takes them to another level in my eyes.
I don't know if I'm not there yet.
George Pickens is one of the better receivers in the league the last 3 weeks with Russell Wilson. We've hung 37 points, 28 points. We're 3-0. It's a very, very, very competent offense. Not like it's been in the past. This defense is ferocious. And we're good against these types of quarterbacks, and history has
Just
shown.
beat Jaden Daniels.
Right, like Jaden Daniels, similar to Lamar. We held him to 50% passing. We're able to stop these guys from killing us on the ground, making them beat us with their arms, and we generally do a pretty good job against that as well. I think in Pittsburgh, towels flying. I hate the fact it's at 1 o'clock, but this line is ferocious now with Preston Smith. I think we give Lamar problems. Russ cooks, and I have Pittsburgh winning as a 4-point home dog outright in this game.
I think maybe I'm being a little unfair when I say Russ doesn't elevate this offense to another level, because from the level you were at, I think the stability he provides
It's
is
a
technically
totally different level.
is another level. I was thinking more along the lines of like becoming an elite offense, but yeah, I think you go from what did I say last week, an immature offense to a more professional buttoned up one, And that is a big difference,
That's huge.
especially when you play against teams like the Ravens, the Chiefs.
But also, like these prior years when we haven't had a good offense, we've beaten Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I don't think Baltimore wins this game on the road.
But when you talk about the Steelers' goals of this year, and it's 7-2 right now, you want to be better than the Steelers teams of the past that go and get blown out in the wild card round. Like Steelers fans are starting to expect that from this season. When you mention those games at Cincy, at Philly, at Baltimore, hosting the Chiefs, those are 4 of your final 6 games of the year. You kind of need this one. Because if you, maybe you split, maybe you go 1-3, but if you go 0-4 in those 4 games, which I think is very possible.
It is very possible, yeah.
Now we're talking about a 10-7 team, and who knows, that should get that'll get you a wild card spot, but now it's probably the same Steeler team that goes and gets blown out on the road in the wild card round. So this is a spot where I think it matters so much to Pittsburgh. It matters a lot to Baltimore too. But yeah, I'm uncomfortably going Pittsburgh.
Good. I love to hear it.
I'm taking the best offense in the NFL.
Yeah, that was easy.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Let's get into Zig or Zag, and then we'll hit our game picks and we'll get out of here with the cap.
Last week, good week for Zig or Zag. I told you to take the Cardinals as home dogs, lock of the century. I told you to take the Bryce Young under, lock of the century. I whiffed on the Justin Jefferson over reception. I tried to do something cute. I thought surely this Jaguars pass defense doesn't shut us down. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah. Just you never know with the Vikings.
Yeah, well, you always know they're going to disappoint you. We're going to stick with that Ravens-Steelers game. A lot of people, I think, are thinking that this is like the Ravens-Steelers games of old, where this is going to be a defensive battle. Russell Wilson gets to throw against one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. The Ravens have the best offense in the NFL. The over-under here, it's the highest of the week. It's at 48. Nevertheless, I'm taking that over. I really think that this is going to be a shootout with both of these teams putting up big points. I think Lamar's going to be able to do it. I think the Steelers are going to be able to do it.
I think this is the biggest zag I'm ever taking.
Steelers Ravens over 48.5.
Over 48, yeah.
I think it's the biggest zag I've ever had for Zig or Zag.
I think this is going to be like 17-13. Yeah,
that's what you think. You're biased by the past.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm going big time zag.
Yeah, this is a huge zag for me as well. I admire. We always admire overs on this show.
I mean, life's too short to bet the under. I'm not going to bet the under, but there's no way I'm betting over either.
All right, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going under in this one. Every Steelers-Ravens game, I always think the Ravens are going to beat the crap out of them, and then it turns into a 17-13 slugfest, and the Steelers usually come out on top. So against better judgment, I am going to zag and say the Steelers win. A tight one.
Be like 20-16 or something like that.
All right, Ziggy. You don't usually get 2 zags.
Yeah,
that could be a good thing, though.
I'm willing to put it on the line.
Actually, he's probably thrilled.
You're probably thrilled we're both zagging. Yeah,
that's elated.
Life's too short to bet the under. But for this game, we're traveling to the Falcons-Broncos game, and there is an under I'm looking at here. This Broncos defense is very good. They've consistently played like one of the better defenses in the NFL. And this Falcons offense, I have absolutely no idea what's going on with them. Basically ever. They are just a very strange offense. But I'm seeing a line here. I'm seeing that Drake London's receiving yards is at 60.5. I mean, he's cleared that a couple times this season, but I have very little confidence in this Falcons offense against a good defense. Give me that Drake London under 60.5 receiving yards.
Okay. All right. Drake London under 60.5 receiving yards. I don't have much intel on Drake London 60.5 receiving yards. I love hearing the numbers typing in the background too.
Yeah,
when Ziggy's doing this, it feels like he's crunching the numbers.
I need the technology.
I don't like to zag you. And that
Am I getting a double zag?
No. I don't like to zag you. And that first pick with the over was just so bad that I'm going to zig you on this one. I'll say he goes under.
I'm going to zig with you too. I'm going to zig with you as well, where I can see the Falcons. I've kind of lost faith in them as a real contender this year. And Denver, I'm actually, I haven't really bought in on Denver.
You got Surtain.
I acknowledge that, yeah, you got Surtain, but I'm also acknowledging that I was more down on Denver to start the year than I should have been. And they should have beat the Chiefs this past week. And that was a close, was it 16-14 was that the final score? Their defense has been playing well most of the year. Atlanta, as you said, Ziggy, can be a little hit or miss, and lately they haven't really been that exciting. So I'm with you. I'm going to zig with you.
All right, last one. Perhaps not a big surprise. We're going to the Bears-Packers game. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but it feels like the sky is just falling in Chicago. And I'm seeing the Packers aren't touchdown favorites. They're 5.5-point favorites? The Green Bay Packers against the franchise that they own, that they dominate. No, give me the Packers against the spread all day.
Yeah, that's an obvious zig.
I'm going to zig on that as well.
Unfortunately for Bears fans, that's an obvious zig.
If the Bears win this game and prove me wrong, even if they cover 5.5, good on them. It's not just one of those like silly backdoor covers. Good on them. I don't see it.
When I say Bears Packers, what pops in your head, Jack?
The Rodgers saying like I'm your father.
Rodgers doing the discount double check saying I own you.
That was it.
That is exactly what pops in my head too.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to be zigging with
When
you.
was the last time this game was closer than a touchdown? I'm looking.
In what, 1942?
I mean, there's no reason to believe it's going to be close. So you know it's going to be close.
I'm looking.
It's maybe the biggest Bears
I'm
bet.
looking.
Maybe the biggest
Wait,
Bears bet of all
you're
time.
still scrolling?
It's 2018.
Okay.
The Bears won. That's the last time this game was closer than a touchdown.
Wait, how many straight wins is it for Green Bay since 2018? The Bears haven't won since 2018.
Oh my God.
It's 10 straight wins.
Good God. Oh yeah, LaFleur. Yeah,
Jeez.
LaFleur standing up.
LaFleur just
Yeah,
owns.
LaFleur. God, that sucks. Matt LaFleur is your father.
That is terrible.
And in football terms. No, I mean, I'm sure he's a great dad. I'm sure he's a great dad.
I got 15 minutes.
that was not meant to be a shot at Matt LaFleur.
I got 15 minutes. I know you meant.
All right, game picks.
He's a
Game
great
picks.
coach too. Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt LaFleur. I don't know what.
Let's go to game picks. Let's go to game picks.
Okay.
We knew what you
I'm
meant.
so sorry, Matt LaFleur.
You're sorry to tie in Luke LaFleur.
Yeah. I apologized. That was out of nowhere. Game picks. All right, actually, huge one on Thursday night. All right, you're right. I mean,
Daylight savings just kills me. I hate it. I can't do it anymore. Daylight saving.
Done.
There.
Game picks. Here we go. The Commanders and the Eagles. Thursday night football in Philly. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. It's for first place in the NFC East.
I was hoping you were going to say it's in Washington. But I got
to be on the schedule for like 7 months, 8 months.
I gotta go Philly at home at night. First place in the line. Rookie quarterback. Give me Philly.
Give me the Commanders.
I think the Eagles are the better team. They were the better team coming into the year. Washington had a great start, but Philadelphia reclaims what I believe is rightfully theirs and gets the win here. The Jaguars and the Lions. Lions are 13.5-point favorites at home.
This will be like Lions Titans. They'll win and cover easily.
Yep.
The Jaguars might cover, but the Lions win.
I'm with you. I think they cover too. Packers at Bears. Green Bay minus 5.5. We all went Green Bay and Ziegler Zag.
Yeah.
The Rams at the Patriots. Patriots off a monster win versus the Bears. Rams off a pretty disappointing loss. My father needed them to complete his 5-team parlay the other day. Was very upset with the performance from Matthew Stafford and company against the Dolphins. Who you got here? The Rams are 4.5-point favorites.
I had the Rams the other night as well against the Dolphins. And they kind of got under my
Laid
skin.
an egg.
They got under my skin losing that game. So I'm going to go with the Pats in Foxborough.
Oh.
No, ram it all day. If you ram it just right, you can ram it all day. You can ram it all night.
That's a spiteful game for Jack, and then Ziggy just loves ramming things. So I'm going to go with the Rams as well, and I think they cover. The Browns at the Saints. The Saints are 1.5-point favorites.
Oh, God.
Is anyone?
Is there a coin I can flip?
Flip a coin?
Yeah, is there a coin I can flip anywhere? I'll go. This is Jameis Winston, right? He hates the Saints, so I'm going to go with the Browns.
Right? Yeah, I'll take Cleveland, I guess.
I'm going to go Cleveland, too, because I think this is the game where we were talking about the interim coaches can come in and win that first one, and then usually they just like get their ass kicked in the second one. So I'm going to go with the Browns.
Not Antonio Pierce.
Even Jeff Saturday won a game.
Yeah. The Vikings, that was crazy. The Vikings, 5.5-point favorites at the Titans to complete their AFC South tour of late.
Oh, they're in Nashville with an older quarterback.
An older quarterback, yep.
An older quarterback, so probably
Well, our age.
he's not going to shoot. Yeah, you're right.
A year older, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go out and be all rowdy and
Darnold's
stuff.
mature.
He's mature. So I got the Vikings. I got the Vikings.
Vikings win, Titans cover.
Yeah, everyone's talking about the Titans covering this game, and I think we win by a touchdown. Like at least a touchdown. So I'm going to go Vikings and the cover. The Colts at the Jets. Jets 3.5-point favorites.
Colts. I'm not picking the Jets.
Oh, and by the way, Richardson's playing.
I'm not picking the Jets again.
Richardson's back.
I know.
I'm picking the Jets against Anthony Richardson.
You make it sound like Anthony Richardson is an automatic loss. Is that what
He's
you
played like an automatic
I think
loss.
the Jets are an automatic loss.
I'm going to go with the Jets, but it's two teams that had high expectations coming into the year. This is like the disappointing bowl right here. Jets and the Colts.
Yeah.
The Raiders at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 7-point favorites.
Fins up.
Fins up, baby.
Fins up.
Fins up. The Ravens at the Steelers. Ravens are 3-point favorites. Obviously, Jack has the Steelers.
Welcome to Blitzburg.
Obviously, Ziggy has the Ravens, and I begrudgingly am going with the Steelers. I'm fading myself.
Let's make a friendly wager on this game.
Let's not. Let's go to the next game.
The loser of this game comes in the next episode with their shirt off. Show me your Ravens confidence.
It is just strange that you've been trying to get me to take my shirt off on the show for years.
I think it would increase
I
think it would increase our viewership.
It probably would. Seattle at San Francisco. The 49ers are 6.5-point favorites. I mean, we do this twice a year. We have this dance, and we all know how it ends.
Niners.
Yeah, Niners. The Falcons at the Broncos. Broncos are 2.5-point favorites.
I like the Broncos. I'm back on the Broncos wagon, so I'm going to take the Broncos.
Broncos cover. Bronco up.
Yeah, this is one where I think I should take the Falcons, and then I watch it. I pick Atlanta generally, and then I turn on the game, and it would be like 24-10 Broncos, and they win the game. So I'm going Denver as well.
They got a sour taste in
their
their
mouth.
mouth.
Feel. I'm really
Sour
fading
taste.
myself this week.
Sour taste in their mouth.
The Chiefs at the Bills. We all went Buffalo in the preview. So is anyone changing their tune?
I got Bills win.
Buffalo.
Bills win 24-23. 24-23 Bills.
The Bengals at the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Actually, a really, really big game in LA. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites, but yeah, this is huge. I mean, Cincinnati's just still hanging in there. They're one loss back at Denver in the loss column, and for the wild card spot. This is where what'll happen, Jack. The Chiefs will beat the Bills. Steelers will end up with the 2 seed somehow, and you'll get the Bengals and the wild card, and Burrow will have like 450 yards.
I'd actually love the Bengals.
You would be the one team that would be comfortable with them.
We would beat them.
So, okay, the Bengals and the Chargers.
I think I'm going to start Herbert in fantasy this week over Stroud. Setting a big game at home. Bengals defense is very shaky. So I got the Chargers.
I'm taking the Bengals and Jamar every day.
Harbaugh hates Ohio. Telling you.
Yeah, this is I'm going to go with the Bengals here, but the Chargers are going to try and just power football them the way they do most teams, and the Bengals defense has been really shaky. Not even shaky, just bad the entire season. So there's a world where the Chargers are able to come in there and just out-tough them the entire game. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I think they're going to make a real run at this thing. They're still in the middle of a run despite all the losses, but I think they're going to get back on track. I think they're actually going to get into the playoffs still at this point in time. The Texans at the Cowboys. Texans 7.5-point favorites. Cowboys, their sky's falling just as much
Texans.
as the Bears.
Texans.
Yeah, they've given up on the season. Dak Prescott's out for the rest of the year. I'm not picking the Cowboys again.
Micah Parsons is throwing incidental shots at Mike McCarthy. It depends. I don't know. Check out that situation. If it's incidental or not. But I'm going with the Texans as well. All right, let's wrap this up with the Jack Cap of the week.
I've lost 2 in a row. I got 7 minutes for this cap, so I think
7-minute cap.
I think we'll be all right.
For a 1 minute clip normally.
Yeah, I got to pick up my brother from basketball, so we gotta
brotherly responsibility.
Go through a little fast here, but I'm down to 6 and 5 now. Lost 2 in a row, but I'm feeling good about this one. I've never lost 3 in a row.
Well, your Vatek is an automatic loss. That's like,
yeah, that was just more me being the game, hoping they cover.
Yeah, that's another thing that happens every year. You go to Vatek, you tell everyone in the world to bet on them.
Yeah, they lose.
They lose by like 30 points.
But hey, there's no way to bounce back with a team that's done you very nicely in the past.
Okay.
All right. So Thanksgiving's coming around. Seen a lot of family recently. My grandmother the other day, she was over having dinner. She's 88 years old. And it's sad because she's lost her hearing a bit. And she was just telling me how she got these brand new hearing aids the other day. And I noticed a difference because I was able to talk to her a lot better without having to scream and yell. We were having conversations. I'm like, yeah, Grandma, like, I guess these new hearing aids are awesome. They're really working well for you. Now, turns out the hearing aid was invented by a man named Harvey Fletcher. Harvey Fletcher is from Provo, Utah. You know what college is in Provo, Utah? BYU. So thank you, Harvey Fletcher, because now I can talk to my grandmother without yelling. So I'm taking BYU -2.5 in prime time against Kansas to bounce back. Give me those Cougars from BYU.
All right. Very nice. You've monetized your grandmother.
BYU. I need
That's
you. I need you, BYU. Grandma,
That's
I
awesome.
love you. I love being able to talk to you. I love the hearing aid. I love Provo, and I love BYU.
Wow. All right. It's BYU, what are they? 6 right now?
6, and they're 2.5-point home favorites against Kansas. It's prime.
I don't
time.
understand. Why is that? Is someone hurt?
Kansas is pretty good,
Yeah, I guess.
but they're
I
not
guess.
gonna. They're not gonna hang with BYU.
I mean, they should have lost. BYU should have lost Utah last week.
They should have. Yeah, definitely.
All right, there you have it. Another cap of the week. Hopefully, 7-5 is a 7-5, very respectable record. It's
yeah.
winning.
It's respectable.
6-6. Segment might get canceled. Who knows? Yeah,
It's a big one. It's a big one.
We know the stakes. All right, Ziggy. Appreciate you hopping on. Jack and I appreciate seeing you. Yeah, it looks like Ziggy needs like a hug right now, doesn't it?
See you on? Here,
You
I'll
want-
give you.
you want a hug,
I've been
Ziggy?
out of it.
Come on,
Chapter
you want-
2's killing me.
You want
I'll give you a
hug?
hug, Ziggy.
All right, Ziggy. Yeah, give yourself a hug, Ziggy. Have a cup of tea. You're telling us about the tea you drink, and to have a nice chill pill. Have a nice chill pill. Throw on some Christmas music and enjoy your evening.
Go Steelers.
That it.
I was waiting for you to say like thanks or something like that. All right. We'll get back with the Week 11 reaction coming up later this week. Talk to you soon.